This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Sup everyone, this is Woken Up Pill here. Today's topic I'm going to be talking about is simps being quick enough to waste their stimulus check on women. Brand new topic, brand new video of today. Feel free to subscribe to my channel, follow the video, like the video, share the video. Let me know what your thoughts are. All is welcome once again. I welcome all of you and God bless. I've been on many YouTuber platforms that's been making videos about this. This is a hot topic in today's time, and we all know what time it is this year in 2020 as of today. The quarantine check, the virus, the pandemic, the news surfacing. People are still going to be people, and this doesn't go out to every single individual, and it's not the case for everyone. It's the case for many individuals that don't care, and they don't care about nobody's well-being but to satisfy their own flesh and own the selfish desires. There's a lot of selfish women that are very manipulative, and there's men that are very selfish and very manipulative. In most case scenarios, as this country is drawn by power, it's always the woman that's there as the center of attention or the icon for many men to throw their money at. It brings in businesses. It brings in a lot of customer service. Places such as Hooters, the bars, the nightclubs, the strip clubs, things of that nature. For those who understand where I'm coming from, women has always been that human being. Just because of their gender, being a woman, they automatically have rights. And there's a limit. Only if they're attractive, only if they meet that attractiveness standards to majority of men, to what they find attractive. And now today, don't get me wrong, a lot of women that are unattractive or very unattractive to a lot of men on social media, they're being gassed up. Also, many men could get in their pants, or they're desperate and they don't really understand the meaning of having value for themselves. And I'm talking about men. There's a lot of men that are willing to put up with anything and take anything, and then they complain about being miserable. This is the reason why a lot of relationships are failing now and marriages are failing, because a lot of people are getting into marriages and relationships for the wrong reasons without even getting to know the person a lot more than they should. Okay? Now, in some cases, which is very rare, people could be lucky that they have a successful relationship and marriage and more, but that is not the case for everyone. You can't base statistics off of everything based off personal choices, because personal choices to failures, depending on the party, the individuals, you can't base that off of statistics. Just because everything that is stated online statistically, it's not the same case for real life. But of course, statistics has its ways of speaking a lot of truth. And it's true. Hypergamy is one of the main reasons why there is a lot of trust issues in marriages and relationships now. Everything shouldn't be based off of money, but unfortunately a lot of things in this society to survive is, but it's a necessity in regards of it being a need. But how people view money now as being a need, it's more of a want. It's more of what they want out of you, the man. And a lot of suckers are wasting a lot of their time, their money, their resources, throwing and paying all their credit card money, all the money that they barely have in their savings account on a woman. And then they complain when that woman doesn't want them. They're depressed. They're more down on themselves a lot more because they didn't get out of the bargain. They didn't get anything out of that. You don't put your time and resources on any woman in particular at all. This is my belief and my own opinion. I believe the money that I have, I worked hard for my money. I spent my hours to make that money. I put my time, work, sweat, and effort to make that money. That money is going to go to my kid's future. It's going to invest in my future. And it's going to also invest in my wife's future because she also brought something to the table. If there was nothing being brought to the table, then there is no future and there's nothing to invest in because the other person is not investing in you as well. People just got to be real about that. If there's no investing in anything in any relationship, there is no relationship at all. It's dead. You might as well call that person that you're with a prostitute at that point because you're only giving them money and taking care of them and sleeping with them. And the only thing that you're getting out of it is sex. Depending on the situation, depending on the guy and the girl. Most relationships now are based on money. And a lot of money that are being thrown out of the window, people could be smart enough to say, let me invest this money into my savings because how this pandemic is going, unfortunately, there are people on YouTube still talking about coochie, still talking about sleeping with this girl, a woman still talking about sleeping with this guy. Our heads in this society, in many cases, a lot of people's heads and brains is backwards. It's not in check. A lot of people is not putting themselves in the right position to where they can have the right mindset to know that there's a time and place for everything. At a time and place that we are in now, I'm not even shocked that there are still a lot of immature people that are caring so much about sleeping with someone, wasting their money on OnlyFans pages when all of it is vanity. We're all going to be turning to dust in the end of the day. We have to accept where life is going right now and do what we can to be smart enough to survive in the long term. This is why people end up bringing themselves into more debt because of their irresponsibilities. If you already have bad credit, you already don't have much savings and going on. You're a single guy or a single woman, whatever the case is, right? Why would you put yourself in certain situations when you want to hurt someone else, take advantage of someone else, you be a player or a sucker, and then you feel entitled to the person's money? You're not entitled to anybody's money because damn sure, well, if OnlyFans did not exist, and I guarantee if more men was in a crisis where the government would say or the president would say, save your money in your pockets because something big is going to go down, it's going to be your fault that you're stranded and you're left in the dust. Because those same women that you're wasting your money on, those same people that you're wasting your money on, because I already know there's sisters and there's women out there that are mindlessly stupid enough to waste their money in this pandemic, buying Gucci, buying Prada, buying Supreme, all these name brand stuff that doesn't mean crap. Who are you going to show it off to? Who are you going to show it off to? I'm on Instagram and I'm hearing stories from my wife, friends. People are doing the most stupidest things for attention now. It's like a lot of people are this desperate that if the internet was to cut off, everyone's life would be over. People will go crazy. And a lot of internet companies know this. This is why the internet service is a means to survive for many people. And in many cases, of course, we need the internet to make things easier. But at the same time, back then, there was no such thing as the internet. There was no such thing as smartphones. People valued more relationships a lot more. People valued relationships a lot more back then than they do now. And that's the truth. A lot of people valued connection a lot more back then. And this is the reason why we're setting ourselves back to fail in this society. There's a lot of selfishness going on. A lot of people only caring about themselves. And the majority of women that are on the OnlyFans page, the porn websites, those cam girls, they do not care about you. If you're in the position that you're wasting your money on these type of women that's finessing you, you're complaining about women ghosting you, you're complaining about women not hitting you back up, you got to look at yourself and you see yourself as the problem, because you're the one that's also feeling like they're an obligation to get your money because they're a woman, you're attracted to them, and you think they deserve it in your eyes because of how they look, but they don't view you the same way. A lot of men has to wake up and open their minds at a time and place and the predicament that we're in. It's not a good time to do things like this, and it's not even good to do this in general. It just boggles my mind that there's a lot of men that are still simping after every female that they see, and they feel that they are on top of the world. They are first priority than their lives, than this pandemic, than people dying right now. A lot of people wouldn't even dare to even donate anything to the hospital. Like I said, there's a lot of men and women that is not even thinking twice to donate to hospitals. They're not thinking about helping the poor out. They're not thinking about helping anybody else but themselves, but their own selfish gratitude. We're in the selfish times where we're in the selfish generation, and it's unfortunate that if I was lying on the ground, who would be the only one that could save me? I can't trust man or no one else in this society, in this world today, which is full of evil. I can't trust anybody. I'm not going to trust you. You can't trust a lot of people out here, because a lot of people right now today, even a stranger, you can't trust because of this pandemic. They're quick enough to stay away from you. And when they're quarantining everybody, everyone wants to be self-entitled and go crazy and feel like, oh, my life is nothing because I'm not getting that type of attention anymore. And people are still wasting their money on women who feel that just because they're showing some of their body parts, which does not mean crap, they feel that they're obligated and automatically entitled to men's money. I see the videos online on YouTube. It's actually sad. And look, I don't care if people think that I'm being harsh. God does not condone that. We have this temple of body that we have to hold accountable for and have some type of self-respect and gratitude. But unfortunately, in today's time, a lot of people throws out respect. They throw out self-gratification. They're throwing out self-improvement. They're throwing out saving your money. They're throwing out marriages. They're throwing out all the good things that made America for what it is today. But now America's not even the same as it is. We're moving backwards. America feels like the next Tower of Babylon. This is my advice to a lot of you fellows out there. Think twice before wasting your money. It may be bad right now, but it'll get better in the long run. Even if it doesn't, accept things as they are and repent, pray, give God grace, righteousness. Let him be the first thing in your life, because that is the only thing you're going to really, really need is everything through him. The earth is temporary, while life in heaven is more than that. It's more to life than what we have right now. All the things that we have of this world is not going to mean nothing. Don't throw your life away for someone else that does not care about you, that holds nothing to you, that does nothing for you. Don't be quick enough to worship another person or another human being as their God when they're not the ones that gave you the everlasting. It's crazy that there's a lot of brothers out here that are this stupid and this desperate to waste their money like nothing. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to stress myself over that, because that's not my soul. That's not my life. You want to set yourself for failure? You can't blame anybody else but you. You can't blame any other woman but you. They're out here to survive, and they're just as bad as you for contributing into the type of things that a lot of people knows is wrong, but is right to their eyes, because it's only feeding their own egos, their own selfish desires for the things that they want and need to survive for themselves. Not for you, not for anybody else, but them. Okay? This is from Ephesians chapter 5, verse 25. Husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. Okay? I could go on. Even this is from Matthew chapter 5, verse 28. But I say to you that everyone who looks at a woman with lustful intent has already committed adultery with her in his heart. 1 John chapter 2, verse 16. For all that is in the world, the desires of the flesh and the desires of the eyes and pride in possessions is not from them, not from the Father. Is not from the Father, but is from the world. Okay? This is from 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 22. I'm going to repeat. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 22. So flee youthful passions and pursue righteousness, faith, love, and peace, along with those who call on the Lord from a pure heart. Okay? Colossians chapter 3, verse 5. Put to death, therefore, what is earthly in you: sexual immorality, impurity, passion, evil desire, and covetousness, which is idolatry. Idolatry is worshiping another god, a thing, or a person other than God himself. I repeat, any worshiping other than God is idolatry. You worshiping a woman, you worshiping a man, you worshiping you're worshiping anybody other than you're worshiping a woman other than God. That's your God. You're going to hell. That's what you will rather place your life over. And a lot of men are lost in this generation for this very reason. They didn't want to complain that they're lied to, that they were used, that they were played. Then they set themselves in this situation and they know that they do not want to accept or hear the truth, but it's the truth. This is all I got to say. Peace out. Let me know what you think. As I said, brothers, this is from a word from advice from another brother, another man such as myself. People got to be smart enough with their money and got to wake up. At times like this, it's not a lot of things. It's not even the right time in general. Your soul comes first because only God can lift you up and the Most High for eternal life. Peace.